director of Ukrainian railroads. Dear journalists, today Ukrainian railroads initiates a number of press conferences. We will inform you how we rebuilt infrastructure, railroads infrastructure, which was damaged as a result of battles. Briefly, I will brief you about how many facilities were damaged and the level of damage, and what is done, what we do in Ukrainian railroads in order to renovate the infrastructure and renovate social facilities, and also to start moving our rolling stock, where we rebuilt our railroads. As a result of battles in May, July 2014 on Dnipropetrovsk and the southern railroads, they damaged about 130 facilities of Ukrainian railroads. 13 buildings like bridges and roads, and we need about 76 million hryvnia to renovate them. 56 facilities, parts of railroads, and for that we need 3.5 million. 8 train stations and offices of hospitals in Krasny Liman, and we'll need for that 4.5 million hryvnia to renovate them. Depot in Slovansk and Kontrashivska Nova, in order to renovate them, depot, we need about 1 million hryvnia. Also, we have 54 cases when they damaged electricity lines, and that allow us to move our rolling stock. Those damages don't allow us to use electric equipment, and about 30 kilometers of lines, 2 substations, 1 transformator, and 10 units of substations and 40 transformators. We will need about 25 million hryvnia for that, to renovate that work. 27 sites, 25 cases of damage and switches and some other electrical equipment, and for that we need about 27 million. So damages of railroads because of the battles is on the level of 30 million hryvnia. To renovate everything and to move our trains, we are working under emergency conditions to fix the trains and depots. Some facilities are not examined because of battles, and we don't have access or limited access to them. 5 facilities of railroads, 5 railroads, some electrical lines and electricity supplying stations, and no access to Kontrashivska Nova station, just for us to register damages there, document registers them. I mentioned Kontrashivska Nova station because they damaged the bridge to heat station in Chester town, and that's for 2 million clients who use electricity from that heat power station. That's why our task, this task is very important. We need to rebuild that bridge, but unfortunately we don't have access to that place, just to document, to inspect it, and to develop design for renovation of that bridge, and to start running trains with coal to provide to provide necessary supplies to that hidden power station. And it consumes 12,000 tons a day. So that's very important for us to renovate that site. We renovated 43 objects, 43 assets for 1 million hryvnia. According to the plan, we renovated 6 facilities for 1.3 million hryvnia. So some bridges, some facilities. I told you 13 bridges are damaged. We already rebuilt 6 of them. And electric engineering rebuilds electric lines. Of those 30 kilometers of damaged lines, they already rebuilt 19 kilometers. 3.2 kilometers of electric lines with the replaced 1 transformer. And we already spent 13.7 million hryvnia for that. And our staff finished repairing in depot in Krasny Liman for 39,000 hryvnia. Our staff rebuilt, will rebuild stations, and in Slavyansk we renovated it, and now we rebuilt a hospital on the station Krasny Liman. At the request of the General Director of Ukrainian Railroads, for their own money, we provide communication to Rodakov, Slavyansk, and we provide communication means Wi-Fi, for example, on the Slavyansk train station, and also Wi-Fi in Kramatorsk and Slavyansk. Ukrainian Railroads, we will install digital communication system in Slavyansk, Kramatorsk, Luhansk, and Ilovaisk. The station of Slavyansk, and we have phone lines. We replaced some devices of also mobile alarm on Slavyansk Spichkino passage, where a terrorist was shooting at train cars, and when they were blocking the entrance to Slavyansk.
And currently, if you follow up the information about damages which terrorists commit, they have damaged the railways near Donetsk, and we had to organize railway movement via side road, and unfortunately, this area of rails is now under intense fire now. But our general strategy is to prevent any interruptions in transportation, both for passengers and for cargo, and that's why we can confirm that there is no big problems with regular transportation of people and cargo in Donetsk railway district. Would you please explain the general amount of money which you will need for the reconstruction of the objects? Yes, I mentioned this figure. The general amount is around 300 million hryvnia, but this is not final figure because now we have no access to 5 infrastructure objects which are definitely damaged, but we do not know the volume of the damages, and that's why we do not know how much money might be needed to to restore these facilities. As for the costs and expenses, so in general, how much did you spend by the moment? Around 45 million hryvnia. These are funds of the Ukrainian Railway Administration, and mainly these are funds of the Donetsk Department of Ukrainian Railway Administration. And currently, we try to strengthen the funding for Donetsk Railway Department, and we redirect and reallocate money for them from other regions of Ukraine. My question is about the reform in Ukrainian railway system. In July, the Cabinet of Ministers has issued a resolution number 200 about reorganization of Ukrainian railway administration, and in line with this resolution, we have started the reorganization of the Ukrainian Railway Joint Stock Company. Currently, we are doing the audit and forming the inventory of the company in order to finish the reorganization process by January next year. The specific procedure and all the details about tariffs, about transportation tariffs, for tariffs for passengers will be drawn up in a specific document of the State Transportation Committee, which will be done by the moment of reorganization. How the work is organized in the occupied territories, and whether there are any facts of when terrorists make obstacles or they steal something from your properties. Yes, we have such facts. Unfortunately, terrorists confiscated several cars, several dozens of cars. They simply enter the territories of our railway stations and our facilities and simply confiscate the cars for their needs. Actually, all the amount of work which has to be carried out by Donetsk railway stations as to the delivery of cargo, exception of cargo, unloading of cargo, and transportation of passengers. Actually, all the works are successfully carried out by Donetsk railway facilities. Probably you've heard that after winter events, Russia has canceled many regular trains, and now we have organized a lot of local train routes around Donetsk, Slavyansk, Lozovo, Drushkovka, Kommunarsk, and there is a continuous flow of passengers there. Some people leave Kiev. Today's morning, there were 150 tickets bought for this speed train from Kiev to Slavyansk. Also, I would like to mention that we plan to organize a demonstration tour for mass media representatives, that is to invite journalists to take our train and to go to the ATO area, which is liberated now, and to see the reconstruction works which were carried out by our administration. Thank you for your attention.